morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Well, it's morning for me. I don't know what it is for you watching it, but g'day. Yeah, we'll say that. G'day. Okay, Trucker 101. No, we're not going to do Trucker 101. Oh, email. We're going to do Trucker Q&A. That's what we're going to do. Okay, Water892 asks, what company do you work for? Now, he did that on a Trucker's Life vlog week 21, so that's an older vlog. I have switched companies since then, and I am now working for Celadon Trucking out of Indianapolis in the States and out of Kitchener, Ontario in Canada. So, of course, I'm based out of Kitchener because I'm Canadian. I used to work for Hawks Transport out of Alfred, doing flatbed, and for various amounts of reasons I left, and I'm now pulling dry van for Celadon, which is a company I used to work for. And that, you know, for anyone else that's asking, but you know, because that's new and hasn't watched the older vlogs. Oops. I know oops is not good, right? So anyone that was watching the older vlogs and doesn't know, that's the answer to that question. I work for Celadon Trucking. Alrighty, moving right along. Okay, JPD1230 asks, hey Jerry, I was wondering what the brand and model number of the fridge is, and also, since it's been a few months, do you have any feedback on its performance, and is it pretty quiet? Okay, well, JPD, I have switched trucks, and the truck I'm in right now I can't have the fridge in. Okay, what I do have is my 40-quart cooler, which is sitting here on the seats. And I'll see if I can turn the camera. See, you can see it sitting there. It's a brand new one from Coleman. It's a 40-quart cooler, and it works like a charm. Holy crap, this thing is good. The fan is, I won't say a little noisy. I mean, it's running. You can hear it running, and it's because I got the fan facing right here. With the other one, I had it facing towards the door. Actually, no, the little one I had it facing here, but it was a little bit quieter. I couldn't hear it. And I originally wanted this facing towards the door, but it was just too tight against the door. There wouldn't have been enough air. The reason I haven't got it down below, and you can see behind there, there's two little white drawer thingies there behind my right there. Right there. Those two thingies right there. Yeah. That's what I've got in the space that's provided for the cooler. Now, if you do have, and I would have to remove the cupboard that's there, okay, to put my fridge in. And I could put my fridge in and run it off this 750 watt inverter, but I've decided I don't want to pull any cupboards out of this truck, considering I just started with these guys and they might get a little angry with me. So, but the fridge is a Danby, D-A-N-B-Y. Walmart sells them. Their price isn't bad if you watch and wait for them to go on sale. They're regular like $230. It's the two-door model. Okay, so it's got the separate freezer on it, as you saw in my older videos. Really, really good fridge. Works fantastic. Very quiet. You do want to have a larger inverter in there. And when you do put it in, just make sure it's fairly snug and secure so it's not bouncing all over the place, okay? Now, the first one I had to bring back was defective. The second one worked great. It's now in my basement beside my desk, and it's my, you could call it a beer cooler. Me and my daughter share it for pop and desserts and stuff like that. So, anyways, Danby. Really good fridge. Excellent warranty for Walmart, too. Guys, if you're going to buy it through Walmart. They have a lifetime replacement warranty, okay? So, no questions asked. So, get it there. I'm telling you. Alrighty. Moving right along. Okay, SlyDog06 asked a favors for the newbies to do a trip planning video of sorts. Yeah, I'll do something coming up here in the future as a Trucker 101. I did one on trip planning as far as, you know, mapping programs, whatnot. You can go back on that one. But I'll probably do another one, a more updated one, maybe a little bit more detailed or something. So starting, you know, anyways, yeah, I'll do another one. Don't worry about it. I'll do one again for the second time with more detail. All right, you know, we were so rudely interrupted by a phone call from the customs broker telling me that I can go ahead and cross the border. Really? Come on. Okay, so we'll do this question quickly for this and then, you know, oh, well, obviously, Queen and I, I'm going to continue, but I'll be doing it later. But you guys won't notice. So, Thomas asks, if you are out with a trainer and you get a free shower when you fuel up, and you are not driving as a team, but solo, who gets the shower? How often is the average fuel up? How much are showers? Okay, well, technically, if you're out with a trainer, what you do is you get your rewards card or whatever, and actually you mark it up as a team. So they'll put a shower on each one when you fuel up, okay? That's the way you should be doing it. Otherwise, showers will cost you 10 or 11 bucks. You know, and it all depends on your work schedule and what you're doing, guys. I mean, if you're working outside in the heat and sweating and whatnot, you're going to want to take a shower every day almost. So those of you who have control over your fueling, what I used to do is if I knew I had a hard, you know, work day several days in a row, I'd just stop and throw in like 60 gallons each day to give myself a shower ticket. Okay, that way you can build them up. And that's what you can do too, running with the trainer. If because when I'm not, like with the dry van here, I only take a shower every second day, and I just do a wash up you know, every day, obviously the in-between days. I mean, I've got my wipes in here so that I wipe down you know, my baby wipes, the wet ones, and I also go into the truck stop, into the regular bathroom, you know, wash up with my face and whatnot. You know, you don't really get dirty when you're just sitting behind the wheel, guys. Unless you're in and out, opening doors, sweeping out trailers, etc., you know, where you're working up a good sweat and whatnot, you know, then you're going to want to take a shower every day. But really sitting behind the wheel, you're not doing much, air conditioning's going, you're not building up a sweat, you're not getting dirty, very easy to clean up, you know, just with washcloth and wet wipes, etc., and get yourself cleaned up that way. You don't always have time to take a shower every single day, depending what you're doing. But I mean, if you guys have control over your fueling and you can throw in at least 60 gallons in your odd days or whatever, then yeah, you can get enough shower credits to take a shower every day. Or if you really need to take a shower every day, then, you know, you're going to have to probably pay, but it's going to cost you 10 or 11 bucks. So unless you can talk to truck drivers that are out there and one of them give you their shower credit or something. So anyways, that's that answer, I guess. Yeah. Okay then. So let's move right along. It's bright out. I know. Change in scenery. It is now Tuesday morning, and we are going to continue on with our Q&A here. Okay. Gringox78, Gringoxx78, Gringox, I think that's how you put it anyway. Says, hi, I'm close to driving for Maverick Transportation. Do you know anything about them, good and bad? Let me know. Okay, so I get these requests a lot from a lot of you asking about certain companies, whether they're good or not. Now, unless I've actually worked for them, I can't give you a first-hand experience. Have I heard anything bad about Maverick? No, not really. But you got to remember, the only time you're going to hear something bad about a company is really from somebody who, whatever reason, you know, may have used to work for them and it wasn't a good fit, so they're pissed at them. So they're not going to say good stuff, right? I hear lots of background noise, sorry. There's you know, lots of people that say bad things about Celadon, but it's all about what's going to fit you, and you have to, that's where doing your research, finding out about, you know, where the company runs, you know, stopping and talking to several drivers, not just one or two, because you may end up stopping that one of these drivers that's still working there, but who may be, you know, pissed at them or something. Holy crap, this guy in the corner is making lots of noise. Like, really? Too early in the morning to be making that kind of noise. At any rate, so unfortunately I can't give you much info as far as that goes. I haven't heard anything bad about them, but at the same time I haven't heard anything really great about them. I just, you know, I don't really talk to their drivers, so I don't know. Okay, so I apologize for that. Okay, so moving along. Okay. Colby Mack asks, you know, I used to have those bistro wrap thingies, and because I used to be able to do them up in my microwave. And he asks if I can still do them in the Burton, and the answer is unfortunately no, because I really miss them. I really like them. They were good for lunch. And I don't know if I can, actually. I've never tried. I might have to buy one just for the sake of it and see if I can get it to heat up. Because, I mean, they're pre-cooked already. So it's just a question of heating it up, I guess. I'll have to give it a try and see. Okay. Maui Thai Beatdown asks, you should do a video about how truck stops charge a lot of money for stuff compared to Walmart. Well, you can't look at it that way. I mean, getting into a Walmart, if you can get in to get stuff, that's great. You're going to save yourself a lot of money. But the truck stops are a convenience. And you hear about all these guys complaining and whining and yelling and screaming and, you know, that the truck stops overcharge and, you know, why do they charge so much? We got to remember the truck stops are a convenience. They provide, in most cases, you know, the pilots, the J's, the TA's, the Petros, the Loves, they provide paved parking for the most part. You know, large parking lots, which cost lots of money, you know, to provide. You think, oh, well, they're a big company, they should provide it. Well, no, not really. It still costs lots and lots of money. They build the locations. They make it a convenience for you, the truck driver, to get into. So now they carry stuff that is a convenience. Not as much on the food. The foods is more like snacks and stuff like that. You know, if you run out of cereal, you run out of paper towels, you run out of salt and pepper, if you run out of mustard, you run out of ketchup. You know, they're going to have those kinds of things. Yes, you're going to pay more for it, but it's just like when you're at home. You run out of milk, what do? You run out to the corner store because everything else is closed, and you buy yourself a pint of milk or whatever, and you're going to pay more for it. Why? Because you're going to a convenience store. Well, really, that's all these truck stops are, is they're a convenience store. Okay? They also carry a lot of replacement stuff for your truck. You know, little parts like light bulbs, light covers, accessories, you know, repair stuff, zip ties, you name it, some tools. You know, any kind of thing that you might need because either you got caught not having it and you need to fix something, or, you know, whatever. So the deal is when you're at home and you're off time, you're supposed to stock your truck up on stuff that, you know, you think you might need, and get yourself well equipped. A lot of guys make fun of me because I have a lot of stuff in my truck and a lot of gadgets and whatnot. Well, that's the thing, is you build up on all this stuff, so stuff that you may need. So the truck stops are a convenience. Yes, I buy some stuff at the truck stop, some of the gadgets, because that's where you find them, and, you know, the little bit extra you pay for some of the stuff isn't that bad. You just got to watch, you know. Some stuff is just too expensive in the truck stops, and you can just get it while you're at a Walmart or wherever, a grocery store or a department store, wherever. So, guys, got to remember, the truck stops are a convenience store. That's all they are. That's all they're meant to be. Okay, so don't think that they're a department store like Walmart that are supposed to give you a big discount. They're not. Okay, they're there to make money, not to lose money. All right. Okay, so Cigar 401. Okay, all my gadgets. Jerry, where do you put all the stuff you buy at the truck stops? For Christ's sake, man. Worse than a woman. Maybe it's time for another garage sale. It's all stuff that I like. I'm a gadget kind of guy, and I'm not that bad compared to some people. Some people have, like, way more stuff than I do. I mean, I have all the stuff that, you know, I need and I want to use, or that I use. I mean, I've got the CB, which I'm going to replace, by the way, to get a better one. I got my GPS, got my camera mount, got my cell phone holder. I got a little night light here for when I'm driving, so I can see in my truck here. It makes it nice. I got my gadget box. Okay. Got my cooler. And by the way, guys, this Coleman cooler, absolute awesome buy. This thing works like a charm. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You know, I got my TV. The speakers, there's the two little speakers and there's a big speaker down below, but all they are is computer speakers. And it just gives it a better sound because it's a little bit tinny otherwise. And I've got my lunchbox stove, my kettle that I use, and I use these items all the time. Okay, grant you the lunchbox stove I hadn't used for a while because I had the microwave, but why not have all these conveniences with you? They only make life easier in the truck. Oh, and I've got my satellite radio up on the dash there. You got to remember, I've been out here a long time, so these are all things that I've gathered over a period of time, plus all my tools and stuff like that. Guys, you're going to be the same way. Over a period of time, you're going to build up your arsenal of junk, and you'll have lots of junk like me, and plus, trust me, you find places for it. Trucker4316 asks, why don't these big companies put generators on their trucks so when you are down for your 10 hours of sleep, you don't have to sweat it? Tells me they don't care about the driver. The driver is what keeps them in business. Okay, well, one of the APUs like I had in my last truck cost $11,000 to put on a truck. Okay, that's the cost of the APU. That's not installed. So it's a lot of money, number one. If you're a 1 or 2 truck operation, 2 trucks, that's $22,000. That's a lot of money for the little guy. The company I was with before had 20 trucks, and only half the fleet had them. So even at 10 trucks, and he was trying to get all of them too, but at 20 trucks, that's a lot of money. 10 trucks, I mean, that's $220,000. That's a lot of money for a small company. So what is happening is a lot of companies and a lot of people are, as they're getting new equipment, ordering it with the new equipment, so they're financing it in with the equipment, making it easier. So as we go, you're seeing more and more companies getting them. There's a transition period, and it's going to take a while. Now that it's proven that these things are really good, they save for the truck also, and not just help for the driver. So they're benefit to everyone. Celadon is slowly switching all their trucks to having these built in. They're not really an APU as per se. They're like a cooling / heating unit. They have an auto start feature for the truck. They monitor the battery, so when the battery gets below a certain voltage, then it automatically will start the truck, provided the truck's in neutral, etc. There's certain conditions met. It'll run the truck for an hour and a half, charge up the batteries, then shut it down again, and it has a cooling unit inside for it. Really neat little thing, not very noisy, which I kind of really like. I'm hoping that, in a short period of time that I'll be able to get one of those trucks. It just didn't work out this time, but so it's a transition period for companies to get all their trucks equipped like this. You think big companies, we got lots of money, but to change a fleet over like that is it's not really profitable for these companies to do that. So they got to think of their bottom dollar, because without profit there is no company. Companies can't survive. They can't pay their drivers. They can't get decent equipment, and that's one thing I like with Celadon. They do have decent equipment. Their trailer fleet isn't that old. The truck fleet is definitely not that old. 3 years old is the average. Is the oldest truck. They're just phasing out all their 09s. So the oldest truck will be a 2010 here. So that's pretty good. Right now they have some 09s still kicking around. So anyways, it takes a little bit of time, but yeah, the companies are slowly. Some companies may never do it. Some of these smaller mom and pop operations, they can't afford it, or I have a friend, and he's finally got one truck with it on there, and he sees the savings, but he says, I can't afford to buy this. You can't really afford not to, but at the same token, I understand dishing out, $11,000 when you're a 2-truck company, it's pretty hard to do. So, but anyway, yeah, the companies are slowly doing it. So, okay, Sims1 says, you have a great attitude about trucking. I am in my last week of school. I hope I'm able to have an easygoing attitude like you. It's attitude, guys. Yeah, that's a big thing out here. You see too many guys getting pissed off and upset about little things. You can't let the little things get to you. Really, really can't. You got to stay on top of it and just, try to look at it with the glass half full and not half empty. Things happen. I mean, it is the trucking industry. It is unpredictable. I mean, if you end up without a load or a load screws up, you can't get upset over it, because you're just going to stress yourself out, and it just makes the trip that much harder and longer. So really, you gotta push to have a good attitude. I have bad days too. Alright, next question comes from Ace High 62, who asks, where do you get the aluminum pans for your Burton stove? Well, they're just little loaf pans here. I'll show you real quick. Oh, it's these little pans here, and as you can see, they're the no-name brands, so they're from you know, independent, etc. I don't know what other grocery store. Anyways, you can get them anywhere, guys. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at any of the grocery stores. They're just little aluminum tinfoil pans. These ones come in packs of 4, and they're probably about $1.99 to $2.99, anywhere in that range. So very easy to get. Ooh, sunlight. So no worries. They're cheap, easy to get. Stock up on them if you're going to have one of those stoves, so that way you don't run out. Okay, so ACZ License asks that he's currently taking a in trucking school, and he said some companies have come in to talk to them, and after 1 year of service, approximately 42 to 43 cents a mile. I think some of them might have been lying to you. You know, if you're gonna put your sights up that high, you might be disappointed. I know Celadon, with 1 year's experience, verifiable experience, the starting rate is 39 cents. I can't say the same for other companies. Some start at 36 cents. Some start at 40 cents. Some start at 32 cents, believe it or not. It all depends where you go and what you're doing. You know, I find the guys, the companies that are based, the further east you go, the less money, the starting money is. Celadon's pretty good with their rate. Doesn't matter where you live. Free in Canada. So yeah, it all depends on what you do, whether it be flatbed or dry van, reefer. You know, the rates are going to vary. So what a starting rate will be, it would depend on where you apply for the company. You know, like Bison has one rate, Challenger has one rate. They all have a little bit different rates. They're usually within a few cents difference. But yeah, it's do your homework and check around and see who offers what. You know, they can offer you 50 cents a mile, but if you do, you know, 0 miles, you're going to make 0. Company offers you 35 cents a mile, but you know, it's going to pretty much give you 3,000 miles a week. You know, you're going to be further ahead on the game. So that's one of the factors you got to look into. Talk to the drivers. Find out what a good, you know, the average mileage is that they're getting. That can play into it also. Okay. All right. Question from Freightliner Addicted. Says, do you do wide loads or reefer trailers? I used to do reefer years ago. I don't anymore. And wide loads, no. Even when I was on flatbed, I don't do wide loads. Many years ago I did them.